Hello Taurus, it's Michelle from The Guided Intuitive. How are you? And this is Bella, and I'm going to make sure she stays away from the candle. Okay, so I guess she wanted to come visit you. So there you have it, her debut. Coming in to say hello. Hi, Buzz. Hi, baby. Are you coming to say hello to Taurus? Are you? Okay. All right. Okay. Guess it's time to blow out the candle. Okay, guys. All right. Well, bear with me here. Okay. Just making a safe environment for the little kitty over here. All right. So, well, welcome. Welcome. Okay. So I'm here to do a spread for you for the month of October 2018. So guys, this is going to be a little bit different. I am going to use a different spread for you and some different cards here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to see what actually tends to come out within the read here. This will be for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If you do not know what your Moon and Rising sign are, please be sure to check the description box below, guys. And there's a link that you can plug in your information and it'll pop out your astrological chart. And then you'll have a good idea. But please be sure to check out the other videos as they do come out for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. You know, some may resonate, some may not. Kick out what does, you know, and you know, if it does resonate, you're gonna know it, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Thank you all so much for your likes, subscribes, and your shares. So I very much appreciate you guys and all of your lovely comments. Keep them coming, you guys. Keep them coming. I'm thinking of some ideas that I'd like to put into play, but you guys will be the first to know, you know, as it relates to the channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and see what's in store for you for the month of August 2018. What is it that Taurus needs to know for the month of October 2018? So we're going to see what's going to pop up for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera down and we're going to begin, okay? Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, okay, so I'm going to put down, we're going to go the past, the current, and then what you want. And these will be some different cards. I'll tell you as we go through here. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to kind of work these through as we see right now. And then we can see what's at the bottom of the deck. Her Grace. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so this is actually talking, you know, you can take a look at. So as it relates, you guys, to your situation, this is what is it card? Oh, it's a 17 card, which brings it out down to an 8, which is, you know, as above is below. And what this is telling me is that right here is that there is a message. Like, this is really bringing you a message that you know, there is a woman that brings divine blessing into your life, Taurus, right now, who's really trying to connect with you more deeply. Now, this message may be one that's maybe obvious, or one that is, you know, maybe hidden, you know, in a challenge. So this woman, you know, may be your own body if you're a female, or your own inner feminine if you are a male, and it might be spiritual, or it may be a spiritual or physical being, like the Great Mother, your lover, your sister, your dearest friend. You guys are going to know how that resonates for you here. But it's just basically saying it may be a woman that is yet unknown to you, but holds a soul contract with you. And in that agreement, you know, it's like an agreement that is predestined to awaken you, okay? And the empowerment will come to you not only by, you know, rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but also by embracing it and finding your truth through it. So this is exciting because it means that you're growing, okay, guys? It means that you're really growing and you're entering into like this feminine temple of wisdom and finding a home there. Okay, so that's what this is saying. There is like this, some sort of feminine energy that is awakening within your life, and it may be within your own body, you know, a sensual deepening of a relationship, you know, with someone, or your own body, but it's through expanding creativity and the desire to move, dance, and really express yourself, you know, writing music, drawing, and, you know, playing in nature, you know, kind of that type of thing. But it's calling to you, okay? And your life is about to be touched by her magic, and it's not going to be the same again. Okay, so you guys note your comments below if that is something that resonates with you, especially even after after we finish the reading here. So what card do you get as it relates to this? This is kind of interesting. You know, obviously it's saying to tap into your feminine energy, and it's coming through. There's probably some sort of intimacy that is coming through and taking place. Now, this could be an intimacy within yourself or within another, you know, person. It's quite beautiful. What's interesting is I think that Sagittarius got this as well. You know, so if you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but strictly the Sagittarius son, I think, got this card. I think they're actually in the same spot as well, too. Definitely check out that video when it comes out. But it's saying is that you, in your past situation, this is saying that intimacy, you know, is coming into play, and it's also about the source is speaking. So it could be, you know, just like I said, that underlying energy that is taking place, that it's really coming through. The message here for intimacy is that you've really opened yourself up in new ways, you know, to really meet the world, and then also to meet your loved ones. And if you haven't done this yet, you're considering and doing so. Maybe it's sharing yourself with another person. Whatever that situation is, this is saying that this is the time to do it. That yes, this is if you need to open up and share with someone, and you're feeling that need to be able to do that, this is saying that it is safe to do that, okay? And you're ready to be seen, but you will also be received in this situation more than ever before. Okay, so when you do share, you will be well received. So it's that vulnerability, guys, okay? That's what this is talking about. You're growing spiritually, so it's a time to really share yourself more openly without being defensive, okay? And let down those barriers that maybe have held you apart from that other person, or even from the divine or from the world. So let yourself really experience life without needing to defend against it, okay? So be open to receive everything and expect nothing. That's what this card wants you to know. Now, what's interesting is that you got God speaks within this as well. And this is quite beautiful because it's actually saying is that it's bringing you guidance, that you're being loved into becoming, okay? So this is saying is that if you feel that you're being nudged, and you know that you are being nudged, but you're being nudged by your source, okay, by the divine, whatever that is, you know, whatever source that is for you that feeds you. So if you feel like you're being nudged, this is saying that you are. But if you feel like you're being held back, know that you're being held back because of your source. All is happening for you, Taurus, in perfect timing, and it's going to unfold, you know, in that divine timing, okay? And that's what this wants you to know in the past, okay? So it's when you're captivated, you know, by the beauty of nature, you know, or in a logical sense that everything is okay, this is saying to listen, you know, that when you feel that, you know, that you can sense that that everything is okay, even in a disruptive environment, the divine's just talking to you and reassuring you that all is unfolding accordingly to spiritual law, and it's in perfect, you know, cooperation with your own destiny. So this is what it wants to remind you of. Now, if we go into the current situation right now, oh my gosh, yeah, you got to take a look at Sagittarius's video because it's quite interesting. You've got self-initiation and falling. Okay, self-initiation and falling. So you can take a look at this. Self-initiation, you know, it's almost like you are surrendering yourself. And then, of course, you also got falling, which is like a feather that just falls slowly to the ground. That's actually surrendering, you know, him or herself, you know, to the forces of nature. And so that's what this is actually talking about here. So when I see this, what the self, you know, initiation here is talking to me about is that there are many teachers on this path. Some of those teachers on our path are humble, okay, Taurus, and yet some are, you know, are very wise. Some are great companions on your life journey that'll enter in and out of your life, you know, quickly. Maybe imparting some sort of word to you, or helpful word, or or maybe teaching you a challenging lesson about trusting and relying on your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. And you can trust your own experiences and know that the divine spark is within you and life is within you. And it is the one true teacher that carries you home, okay, with the divine. So that's what this is saying, is to really kind of spend, you're being touched by like a wave of your own, it's like this wave of your own light in motion. I mean, can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging way of love? Because this is your own pure divine nature. And this is quite beautiful here, okay? You are initiating yourself into love, and you are being the light of the divine. That light is actually drawing you forward into yourself. And at any moment, you can choose you can choose to recognize yourself. And this is saying, will this be the moment that you'll do that self-initiation? So this is quite beautiful. This is in your current situation. Now, you also have the falling, which is the feather here. And this is basically telling you not to worry. You may feel that you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss, okay? And that's all this is saying to you, okay? So if you're sensing parts of your life kind of flying away from you that maybe feel a little bit of, kind of out of control. Remember I was talking about surrender? Surrender to the divine, because the divine is more powerful than, than anything. So if you need to laugh, cry, do that, celebrate and ponder. And whether it makes sense or not, you're like that perfectly ripe, ripe fruit that is falling from the universal tree and ready to be enjoyed, by really for all that you are. Okay, so don't wait any longer. This is the moment. This is the moment, that you need to act, because it will be lost. Okay, so what you need to do is that if you wait and you don't you don't let this happen, this surrender and this falling, and know that that the divine has your back, that you might fall to the ground and really decay. So that's what this is saying. It really says you deserve to be the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall, because you're going to end up exactly where you're meant to be. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful, guys. It's like when you fall, everything falls into place and it comes together for you. So that's what this is saying. So it's just that you're being called to be closer to the divine and into the fulfillment of your own destiny. So fall into your destiny, because that's what's calling you, okay? Go with it. And it might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith, but it's just the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding yourself or anything back. So if this is a situation in love, guys, don't hold back. This is saying to really, move forward and give yourself. Now, the next card that we're going to get into, what this actually talks about here is going to talk about what you need to focus on, or what you need to do. And this is about the spaces between the words. So this is quite interesting, because what this talks about here is, when someone says something, but you know that the way that they say it means something completely different? That's what this card is invoking, okay? It's almost as if you can listen not to just the words that someone says, but the pauses and the spaces between the words and how they're saying it. So it's almost as if the energy and the pace that comes out from these words, that's what you need to pay attention to at this particular time. So this is that little reminder there. Now, this could be in a love situation. This could be in a friendship, a non-romantic relationship. You guys choose that. You're going to know best. But it's almost as if that, when we look for guidance, we often look for words to clarify things and really reassure us. so we know our authentic path through all this chaos that we go through, you know, at times, right? But there's also guidance in the spaces between the words, you know, between each letter, between, you know, all the happenings that are in our lives, where there's nothing that needs to be said, you know, where there's no lines to be colored in, and where there's just openness. So those are times when we need to freestyle, and we need to do or not do based upon what's happening for us at this moment. So, so Bella wants just to kind of let you know, well, hi, are you coming to let Taurus know? Sweetie, she's coming to let you know that, you know, you need to definitely take a break and wag your tail sometimes, okay? And she wants to let you know you're her presence, okay? Okay, sweetie, I know you love to be around Taurus. We got to get you down from here, okay? We'll play later. Okay, there you go, Bella. All right. So, but that's what this is saying. It's like this, you've got this, it's almost as if that we sense subconsciously, you know, sometimes, do you ever notice, like sometimes when we sense subconsciously that, you know, we feel, that we feel exhilarated and excited, anxious or nervous, and you're not even sure why? There's a sense perhaps that we wouldn't mind having a map of this unknown terrain that we're going through, right? Either way, there's just, you know, space, right? And it's just like, you know, this is saying that, you know, there's far less to do than what you really think in terms of what it is that you're going through. And when I talked about there's times when we need to freestyle, you know, we just kind of have to go maybe with what feels right at the moment, okay? And so that's what this is basically saying, is that, you know, if you have a lot of space of a knowingness around you, Taurus, whether it's around you or you're feeling it within you at this time, just know that there is a lot of divine presence to be received. It can't be explained really, it just happens between the words, and yet without it, there wouldn't be any words and any guidance at all. So this is just saying to enter the space and just, you know, let it go, for your time to receive is truly on you. And be blessed, okay? Be blessed. That's what this is saying. So this is actually what you want to focus on at this time. This is what you want to focus on at this time, all right? And, you know, there's a lot of unknowing around you, but just know that there's a lot of divine presence, you know, to be received. So you might have to freestyle a little bit, but, you know, this is saying that, you know, just be open. It's almost as if falling, you need to kind of surrender, that type of thing. And then what this card talks about here is what you need to avoid. And this is actually, this is interesting because this is saying, this talks about letting the feminine lead the way. So what you need to avoid is not letting, kind of like the feminine lead the way, which is what I'm actually getting from this, because what it talks about is that this is confirmation that what you've been feeling and sensing, without, you know, something even without logically having that physical evidence, and it's worth following up on. This wants you to trust your senses over appearances. Trust your intuition over your intellect. You're letting the feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction. So what you need to avoid is to using the masculine and balance it out with a little bit more feminine energy is what this is saying. So trust your senses over appearances, right? Don't worry if you don't know all the details yet or how it's not, you know, going to work out. The divine, the feminine knows the way. Let her lead, okay? So it's almost as if there's this feminine principle within you. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It's the way forward in your life right now. She's like that feminine feeling, that feminine energy, and and she's the principle of feeling and of surrender. So it looks like that right now that you need to surrender. We talked about that in following, and then also in the spaces between the words. So what you need to avoid is the worrying. And what you need to avoid is having to know all the details or how everything's going to work out. The divine feminine instinct knows its way, and you're being asked to use that and to trust that. And let go of your senses that lead you. You know, let go of your senses. I guess let go of, and also let go of your mind. So how I want to say this is almost, let me back up here, Michelle. Let go of your mind and focus on your senses to lead you. That's what you need to do, because that's the feminine instinct, okay? It's becoming more communicative, you know, be led by your heart, okay? And again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, that this is the way forward in your life right now through this particular situation, because the divine feminine is going to steer you in the right direction and in the best direction that you need to go in, okay? So you need to avoid, you know, focusing so much on the intellect. You need to focus on the feminine type energy, in that instinctual energy. Now, what we're going to get into is what it is that, that you want. Okay, you want sacred convergence and the light field. Sacred convergence. This is a 10 card. This is a new beginning. You want a new beginning, guys, whether it's for yourself or with another person. So take a look at that. Isn't this beautiful? So what it is that you want is the sacred convergence. Now, what this is really talking about here is saying that a deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. And any, you know, discontent, struggle, or anxiety is you know, or fear is a subconscious recognition of this. So don't worry. Again, you are a unique plant in the divine garden, and you don't have to know what you're going to grow into, you know, or what type of plant that you're going to. You are kind of how you'll grow. You just need to live each day and let the growth happen, you know, naturally. And that's what this wants to let you know. And Bella says the same thing too. She says the same thing too. So just grow naturally, just as she does as well. And then you can really see over time that the beauty of your true nature really revealing itself to you. And it's going to be quite beautiful. So this is actually what it is that you want. Okay, this is actually what it is that you want at this particular time. So you're being guided to be curious, and almost like you travel to foreign lands and you remain open to experiencing treasures and that type of thing. There's going to be a sacred conversion that's going to take place within yourself. So this is saying not to worry about that. Now, it's also the light field as well. So when you get the light field, what this talks about here is saying, hey, this is a, you know, this is a 10. This is a new beginning. And it's actually with a 9 card here. So it's almost like this light field, like you have this convergence. You have this light that comes into play, and then there's a convergence that's taking place. You know, isn't this interesting, guys? It's like, it's almost as if, you know, these cards are meant to read together. So when I see this card, it's almost like there's this lightning of this field taking place, and it converges and it just explodes, and it's left with this, right? It's left with this new beginning. And this is a 10 card, where 28 equals a 10, new beginning. This is a 9 card. So this is quite beautiful. It's almost like this burst of light. This light field is taking place, you know, within you. And when I see this card, what it tells me is, hey, that the guidance is coming within you. There's an awareness in you that's real. And that it's confirming that there's, you know, really nothing, you know, to fear. And that's what this card wants you to know. It's confirmation that there's very real bonds that connect you with loved ones, whether at the current time with a loved one or the past or the present. It's all beyond the confines of space and time. So even those that have passed on or will pass on, this is basically saying are all, you know, safely held in love. So it brings you guidance to connecting with the field of awareness at this time. Okay, it's like this open door. You're open to the other side, and there's a veil that really separates the worlds, and it's very fine. And that's what this is saying. So if you wish to communicate with those that have passed on, you know, do so through your heart. If you want to communicate with, you know, your beloved, even though that you might be separated in a different location, Taurus, then you can do so now, because your psychic abilities are now being opened. And if you need confirmation or reassurance, accept this message of guidance as being that. Okay? And Bella says the same thing, okay? So that's what this wants to let you know. Wow. And it's beautiful, because what it is that you want is you want this change to happen, and you want to converge, you know, to become that your soul has reached that next level. And that's what this has happened. And then, of course, it moves into what you need to focus on is the spaces between the words, and then let the feminine lead the way. So this is beautiful, guys. Really beautiful. So I'm going to pull some cards that are going to perhaps help you in this process. So, you know, what you need to avoid is getting out of your intellect and moving more into your heart space and using your instincts, okay? So that's what it wants you to know. So overall in this process, what's going to be important? Surrender. Oh my God, didn't we talk about that? Surrender, surrender, and then of course you get the card surrender here. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then it's a 91 card, which brings it into a 1, which is a new beginning, which is exactly what you have, you know, through this burst of light and this sacred convergence with yourself. So, oh gosh, Bella's just singing with joy about Taurus's convergence. So, my gosh, she's ready for her new beginning as well. So, you guys, I apologize for that. Just hold on tight. Oh my gosh, you guys, new beginning. Boom, right? New beginnings. I love this. So really surrender, be vulnerable, and really come out and let that fire within you in passion speak, you know, whether it's in a relationship or, you know, whether it's someone maybe at work or in a work relationship, on a project, whatever the case may be. This is really about you, though. What I'm saying is this is about either another person with you or you and you yourself, that you're going through this growth. So it could be some sort of karmic or a soul type, soul type of relationship. Now, it could also be about parenting as well, right? So parenting can come into a role, and you guys are going to know how that resonates with you, but it could be having to do with, you know, parenting. Maybe perhaps you've got a child that's moving on and, you know, perhaps into college of some sort, or just moving on their own. But when I see this, what this really tells me is that it's almost as if there is a, maybe a new relationship, with a family member of some sort. Could be that. So you guys are going to know, you know, for the most part, but it's quite interesting. It's like, you may have a natural gift for parenting in working with children. And that's what this is saying. So you may play a parental role within a relationship, with someone else, but whatever the case may be, it's just saying that you've got that ability. You've really got that ability, and really honor and embrace the significant role you play in the life of a child, whether it's your own, a partner, a neighbor, a friend, a client, that type of thing. So that's what this wants you to know, Taurus. And what other advice can we give? Well, you can't have a new beginning, right, without the completion. So there you have it. That's what this is saying. So you've got the 9, and then you've got the starting all over again, which is quite beautiful, which brings that sacred convergence together even more so. So what other advice can we give you? This will be just, something to ask yourself. Well, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use these cards. I just got these in the mail, and I think these are really beautiful. So what other advice can we give you overall? Breathe thanks. This is talking about closing your eyes and concentrating on breathing, and breathe normally. And when you have that normal place of breathing, whisper the word thank you every time you breathe in or out. And do this for a while, Taurus, and just concentrate. If you feel good, then you can also add the little things that you're grateful for, but just do that for 5 or 10 minutes. Because as you well know, that gracefulness is really going to help us attach to our present moment. And then you'll feel that stress through this transformation and stuff just diminish. So that's what this card wants you to know. Breathe thanks. Okay? So with that, guys, I look forward to seeing you in the month of November. And until then, namaste.